limited opportunities in Krishna consciousness devotees. In fact, today's there are a couple of chapters we'll discuss. Devotees, when I mentioned last week, it's just not my thinking. I was generally suggesting that we'll discuss about 2 chapters per day. The only reason the 2 chapters per day came into picture was that there was about 9 days, and 2 chapters per day would have covered 18 chapters. No hard and fast rule. Krishna is very flexible. We'll try to begin the new session on August 10, but if you want to complete all the chapter review one time fully, if it gets little extended, not a problem at all. Don't be stressed out because of that. So now we are on chapter, we are going to discuss today, especially chapter 5 and chapter 6. So to begin with chapter 5, Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. We know that every entity, living entity, has to do some karma. If we are breathing, we are doing some karma. So the question is that now, what is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is, it becomes yoga. Anything we do for Krishna, it becomes a perfection in yoga. That's it, very simple. If you're going to view dhyana, a lot of people do different dhyana. There are so many people, they want to just do meditation upon new age music. They'll dim all the lights, sit in front of a light, put some mild music, yoga music, and but we don't know what they are meditating upon. But the best thing to meditate upon is Krishna. Once if you bring Krishna into the picture, it automatically becomes yoga. And then one more step ahead is Nishkama Karma Yoga, complete without any attachment or any ulterior motive. When we do certain activities, then that becomes perfection in Krishna consciousness. Devotees, the question that everybody would have asked, and still people like me still keep on asking, is can we do the material world? We are in the material world, and many times it is almost like 50% we are doing material work, maybe 50% we are doing Krishna consciousness, or maybe 70% material work, 30%, whatever it is. Is it possible to balance both? This question has been asked by everybody. Even King Janaka was asked this question by Sukadeva. But how is it, Janaka, you are always seems to be very, balanced. But how is it possible? Is it really possible? So at times it seems like it's not possible because the material condition by nature, by arrangement, by design, it will not allow you to completely concentrate. But yet it is possible. You can see so many sports people. You can take any sports for that matter. Musicians, they are so much concentrated. They also live in this material world, but they concentrate, a lot about improving their singing or any field you want to say. The best example is devotees, mothers. Mothers don't go to, need not have to go to any school or college or anywhere to learn. Krishna has gifted them with this special talent of thinking about their kids and family all the time. They may be working. Women are more multitasking than men. But especially mothers, they're always thinking about their children and their family, their husband, their parents, and all the time. And they are doing a very nice job also in the material. How is it possible? You have to just train up your mind. There is a very nice verse that will come in the next chapter. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena grahayate. Very important. We'll discuss that. So, devotees, any thought on this? What do you all do? We'll take just one comment for now. How do we balance it out? Because we have to work, we have a family, we have neighbors, we have relatives, we have so many things going on. We cannot suddenly leave everything. And Krishna is also not asking us to leave. Here also, in the chapter 18, if you all remember, devotees, Krishna was talking about sannyasa and tyaga. And it was apparent that Krishna's preference was tyaga. He says that by performing and not being attached and renunciation of those outcome of that work, you become as good as a sannyasi. Same thing. He has already said this in chapter 5, actually. That's what it is. The renunciation of work and work in devotion are good for liberation. But of the two, very important devotee, this is exactly what Krishna is saying in chapter 18. Both are good. Renunciation of work is good, meaning you renounce most of the work. Like in the many Puranas we might have heard, they will at some point of time, they'll take vanaprastha. Even the kings, they'll take vanaprastha, sannyasa, they'll get completely cut off from the material world. That is also perfection in Krishna consciousness. But Krishna is bringing up another thing here, work in devotion. So let us very briefly see what is he talking about Krishna. Karma yoga, devotees, two phrases. Karma sannyasa, meaning the completely renunciation of all work, but whereas the karma yoga is you work in devotion. So devotees, how are we balancing? How are we able to balance? Anybody? One comment we can take.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So whatever we are doing, we have to keep Krishna as the center, and in our every action, we have to add Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, we
And
have to go ahead, Mataji.
and in this way, we cannot do any like any work that not should be done. Because if you are offering something to Krishna, Krishna is the supreme, and is very he is very dear to us as devotees. So whatever we are offering, it should be the best. So it should be like that ways.
Definitely. We have to bring Krishna to the center. How do we do that though? What is the mechanism?
Whatever we are doing, we should offer to Krishna. Like if we, for example, if we are working and we are earning money, then we have to spend some part of the money for Krishna, like for donating the temple, or if you are if you are buying the groceries and we are cooking for Krishna. And if we are suppose in a house, husband is earning, then he's earning for his spouse, and like first for the supreme lord, then for his devotee, who are his family members. He should think like that.
Definitely. Yeah, that's very nice, Mataji. We have to give first preference to Krishna. The question is again for those who are all working, uh, are we really working for Krishna when we work? Let's say we work, we get some money. Giving donation is also very good thing. It's as good as you doing some seva to Krishna, no doubt. But the question is, when we work, that work also, are we doing it in the right way, proper way, as an offering to Krishna? That means without any wastage of time, number one. without manipulation. There are so many things like that. In today's world, we see that there are some people are street smart, some people are hardworking. The society says, don't be, you always be a smart worker rather than a hard worker. So what are we supposed to do? I want to really think about Krishna and do a good job. But there are so many obstacles when we try to do that. Anyhow, it's a much deeper, discussion case by case. But your response is very good. Somehow we have to always think about Krishna. Thinking creates. Thinking becomes the obviously the thoughts, and thought normally it becomes our actions, and actions become our goal virtues in our life. So the more and more we think about Krishna, it will definitely things will get much better. Things will happen more Krishna consciousness. Let me show a slide also here, devotees. Where is the slide? Okay. So, what happened? Okay. We are in karma sannyasa, right? So here are some of the main points, okay, devotees. Without attachment, this is the main thing. Karma yoga, what is Nishkama Karma Yoga? A perfection in karma is that we perform everything as an offering, like Ruby Mataji was saying, as an offering. Offering Lakshmi, maybe it may sometime become even easier. But even that work that we are doing, any work, how to balance it, not to how to balance it, how to perfect it so that it becomes eligible for even offering to Krishna. Even devotional service, we can just do a very superficial, very basic seva. Somebody asked me to make some garland. Okay, let me do some garland and done. Or we take very special attention that this is going to be garlanded for maybe some acharyas coming, some senior sannyasis coming, and or for Krishna himself, for the deities. How involved you will do it, right? That comes out of the prema. Unless we develop that, the bhakti also has got several ladders. The first moment we do it on a mechanical, first few steps in the bhakti. I'm very inspired looking at other devotees. I'm also doing it. That's good. Everyone begins like that. But slowly, when we keep on advancing, it becomes the purity and such a love and joy that I am really doing this for Krishna. I'm preparing this bhoga for Krishna. I have somewhat experienced this in the temple I was attached to. There, the brahmacharis used to come. They used to live there. They are the temple residents. And they're all like very young, 20, maybe 19, 20, 21. And they have left everything. And from morning, almost I would say 3:30 a.m. because brahmacharis, everybody in the temple, you have to wake up at 3:30 because you have to take bath. There may be only like one or two bathrooms. There are like 15 brahmacharis. So everybody will have a time. Okay, this week or certain time, I'm going to wake up at 3:30. I'm going to finish all my morning whatever cleaning and bathing. I'll take care of it. Everybody has to be in the temple room by 4:30. So, and from there it begins. All the Bhagavatam class, Guru Puja, Bhagavatam class, then preparing Bhoga for all the other devotees. It all happens in a schedule. But, and then throughout the day, Harinama. Many times they'll go to to the city, they'll do preaching, they'll distribute books, and then they'll come back, maybe have a cup of milk or something, then get ready for Gaura Arti and Bhagavad Gita class. So it's almost like from morning 3:30 to night 9 p.m. non-stop seva. And they had such an enthusiasm. I could not, honestly, devotees, I could not understand because I was working and I used to go to temple with a lot of stress. But these young devotees, they are not bothered about anything. They had so much conviction on Krishna. They were not bothered about, even when they distribute books, devotees, they would not take even a single penny. Even sometimes I would offer them, Prabhu, keep it if you need something. This is no, no, why I'm not going to need any money at all. I don't need it at all. Everything is my clothes are being provided by the temple. My prasadam is given by the temple. My bed shelter is given by the temple. What am I going to do with money? So very high level of what I would call a conviction, a shraddha sadhana, and that gives a purity for them. And of course, sannyasis are all, they are completely expert in this process. Brahmachari is the beginning, and sannyasa is the end. Two are maybe slightly different because the brahmachari may get into grahastha lifestyle. It happens many times. Most times it happens. It's the right way to do it. But their mood is almost the same. The brahmachari mood. That's why the even in ISKCON, the Guru Maharaj are all, they always have so much admiration for brahmacharis because they've given up everything. They'll be serving Guru Maharaj all day, day and night. If somebody asks us, hey, can you take care of somebody all day? Definitely, I won't be able to do it, even if it was my family member, because we are all very emotionally fatigued, physically fatigued, right? But they are able to do it because of the Krishna Prema. So, know and renounce the desire of personal enjoyment. This is another big problem in Krishna consciousness. What is in it for me? Actually, there is nothing. If Krishna is happy, if Krishna's devotees are happy, I'm happy. That kind of an attitude. So Krishna is saying here, karma yoga and sannyasa yoga both lead to the same goal. But a sincere karma yogi is as elevated as a renunciate, meaning as a sannyasi. So even Srila Prabhupada mentioned that if you are in the Grahastha ashram and if you have developed a good spiritual strength in Krishna consciousness, that is very good. There is no need for you to go to vanaprastha or sannyasa. So then we come to the here. Of course, this has been already established in chapter 2. The soul is never the doer. Soul is almost like a witness, sakshi. The material, the nature, meaning the three modes of nature, compels us. Our body, mind, intellect is all material energies that compels us to do certain type of work. And the soul it remains as a witness. Actually, it doesn't do anything. Many times people say that, oh, the soul, we are going through so much pain and agony and so many different emotions. If the soul is also going through, not necessarily. It does not. It always remains separated from it, like a witness. Like devotees, has anyone been to a jury duty? Raghu Prabhu?
I did, Prabhuji.
Oh, you did.
Two times. But I was not, but I was excused because I'm a scientist, so I have a lot of experiments. So that's why the judge told, "Oh, you're excused. You're so important person for this, for our society." But they called me two times, Prabhuji.
Yeah, in the jury, I have never been to a jury duty. Um, but what I have understood, what I have been told, is that you just witness everything. There is a lot of deliberation going on from one person to there is something called a plaintiff, then a defendant. They both argue for several days, several months, sometimes years. But the jury and the judge might interrupt once in a while, but the jury, the people who are there, they just remain very quiet. They're observing everything, something like that. It may not be the right analogy, but where you do not really take part. The soul does not take part in our activity. But once, if you get into the spiritual activity, the soul gets enhanced, elevated completely, because that is what is the soul's nature. Like a fish out of water, a fish is never happy. You may take the fish out of the water, it's not, it is always, it is shivering, it wants to go get back to the water. Same thing, the soul kind of just remain, it's not happy or sad or anything like that. The soul is just waiting for an opportunity to go back to God with Krishna. So then Krishna is also talking about how a wise person, a Krishna consciousness person, sees everything equally. Krishna is giving here an example how he sees a Brahmana, a cow, elephant, dog, outcast, are all spiritual souls. This is very important, devotee. It is said that a sannyasi can, he would have succeeded all his other, whatever his emotion or anything. But this one, they say, even ego, the sannyasis can really, outperform the ego. But many times what happens is that because we are in the material platform, we create certain likings and dislikes about certain person or certain place and so on. So Krishna is saying that this is the wisest person who sees everything equally. Very difficult, devotee. Very, very difficult. So real happiness comes within, because whatever happiness we get through our body, temporary. Whatever happiness we get through our mind, temporary. Everything is temporary, because these are all sense organs. All this gross element, subtle element, but still material. Only when we do with love, which is our soul gets connected, it becomes spiritual, it becomes eternal. So Krishna is spiritual, our soul is spiritual, both are eternal. Once if it connect both of those, that is perfect situation in Krishna consciousness. We may be in the material platform, but we are always elevated. Nothing bothers us anymore. Devotees, can somebody quote any example from either Puranas or somebody who will fit into this one, in the complete spiritual happiness?
Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhuji.
Definitely. Yeah. Prahlad Maharaj will top the list. He was never affected by anything.
Ambarish Maharaj.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Ambarish Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj.
And then Srila Haridas Thakur from.
Absolutely. All our acharyas, Haridas Thakur, Raghunath Das.
Goswami.
Yeah. Our Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Gaura Kishore Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
Yeah.
All acharyas. They were living in the midst of material world, but it did not affect them at all. That's Krishna consciousness, devotees. That is what we have to develop.
Raja Janaka,
Oh,
Prabhuji,
oh yes. Oh, absolutely.
he was like perfect for, like, he was in the material world as well, ruling the Rajya, and as well as practicing the Krishna consciousness.
Certain, absolutely, Mataji. King Janaka, King Bharata, uh, they are all perfect example of Krishna consciousness. They're completely mastered, expert. So, in the end, devotees, what Krishna is doing He's talking about all this thing, but in the end, he will always come back to bhakti. Okay, this is one of my very, very personally, I think this is a great, great verse. It explains everything. Why not we real quick read this together?
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, sure. One second. Let me see. It is the last verse, 529. Yeah. Yeah, this is the one. Very, very nice word. Go ahead, Matan.
जय श्री प्रभुपाद भोक्तारां यज्ञतपस्यां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानं ज्ञात्वा मम सन्तिमच्चति.
You want to read the translation, Matan?
Yes, Prabhu, or anyone, if anyone wants to.
Yeah. Who else can read, devotees?
I can read Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanatnam all Krishna Shri Prabhupada. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the beneficiary and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of these material miseries. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol. Very nice, Prabhu. Devotees, in most of the Bhagavad Gita verses, we can split the verse into like at least 4, 5 components. For example, in this one, that way we understand the entire verse very nicely. Instead of just reading it as a just verse, you kind of break that into different segment component. One is the first here is Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam, meaning all the sacrifices, everything. Yajna here means not just the sacrifice that we do with just yajna, our activity. Everything is a penance and austerities to Krishna. That is one thing. Once if we come to that complete understanding that whatever I am doing, whatever I am talking, it is an offering to Krishna, we will see that our attitude will automatically change. We will not really speak any ill about other people, no jealousy talk, no gossip. Gossip will all go away. We will not use vulgar words. We will not abuse anybody. Even in our mind, it will not come because we are tuning our mind to always, whatever I'm thinking, I'm going to offer it to Krishna. How can I offer something if there is all dirt in my mind or dirt in my thoughts? We may not have one good, I don't know if it is a wise thing to say good thing. In Kali Yuga, there is really no negative karma for thinking. In the previous yugas, even if you think, you will get a karma immediately by just thinking. But in Kali Yuga, Krishna knows that we are all, this is a very dark age. Then everybody will be, fallen down. But anyhow, but this Krishna consciousness will eliminate everything. No more bad thoughts, no more bad language. Everything gets purified. No gossiping, no anarthas, no wastage of time. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Krishna is the supreme lord of all. Dear devotees, look at the phrase here. Sarva Loka is not saying some specific loka like Indra Loka, Swarga Loka, Magar Loka or Satya Loka. Sarva, all the lokas is the supreme God. Surdam Sarva Bhutanam. This is an amazing, this third line is very, very important. He says he is the well-wisher, he is the best friend of all entities, not just human beings. Sarva Bhutanam. Sarva, 2 times Sarva. It's not only to ISKCON Tampa or just Tampa or Florida or USA. Everybody is a friend. Is open to everybody. Then the person who knows this, Nyatva Mam Shantim Rachati, is that he will be relieved from all material calamities. So this is an amazing verse, devotees. So always think about this. Whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to offer that as a yajna to Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is my best friend. This is what Brajvasis always had. They didn't think too much about Krishna as a god. Or they said that so far Krishna is here. They said that I don't want anything else. Any thoughts on chapter 5, devotees? We can go to chapter 6. If any comments, please feel free to share. Devotees, please share some thoughts. I'm going to get into chapter 6. Meanwhile, you can say if you want to say something.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just I'd like to say, when you said about that, how to balance material life and spiritual life. So Prabhuji, who are working full time, for them it's really challenging. But with Krishna's mercy, it's still possible. As uh, I can't remember who says, but some senior acharya says that, devotee says that 888. So 8 hours job, 8 hours sleep, and 8 hours Krishna consciousness. So that is very important. But I cannot remember who said that. But Prabhuji, it's also important to remember Krishna, possible in the at work too, whenever possible. So Nitai Shabini Mataji, one of her lectures, she was telling, it's very nice. She was mentioning that I was so busy at my school, and so what I do is I put a timer every 10 minutes. The timer alarms. So that way, and it says to remember Krishna. That's what I put that alarm. So in my phone. So it's so nice. Like every 10 minutes, I have to remember Krishna. So that way, Mataji was telling. So it's very important to remember Krishna. And now with the association of devotee with practice, like even in at my work also, sometimes it's, if something happened, I said, "Oh Krishna, oh Krishna." So sometimes my colleague, they hear and they said, "I know Krishna." So it's the this habit becomes a habit. So then I said, thank you Krishna. So yes, Prabhuji. So as Mataji says, Prabhupada Mataji said that it's to spiritualize all our material activities. So important to all our material skills, all our uh, uh, whatever good we have. So we definitely can offer that in the service of Krishna, in even cooking, even cleaning the house. We have to think we are cleaning for Krishna. Cooking, you're cooking for Krishna, and earning money is also important to raise the family, etc. So then you have to think, yes, we are also we have to take care of husband, wife, children, father, mother, because they are all Krishna's property, not my property. I am just taking care of them because Krishna gave me this. So that should be the mood. Hare Krishna Prabhu. I don't take much time.
Haribol, yeah. We should be like the trustee. We might have heard this word trustee. Many times, trustee is appointed. He is not the beneficiary of anything. His only job is to make sure that whatever purpose he was appointed, that gets fulfilled. Whoever has to get what, he will all do it, but there is no personal involvement. Even in some of the organization, cultural, social, spiritual organization, you will find there is a board of trustees. So trustees mean they are like just they have been trusted with certain responsibility. That's it. Krishna has given me the responsibility. He has trusted me that I have to be like the husband of my wife. Somebody will be the wife of their husband. Then we have been given some children. And like Mataji was saying, these are all given by Krishna. So when I serve my children, I'm serving Krishna. With that mind, if we do that, instead of getting just attached that this is my child, I just want my child to prosper. I really don't care. Then we don't become Panditaha Samadarsina, like Krishna is saying. We won't be able to see everybody equally because we are like Dhritarashtra was so over attached with his children. That was the main problem of Mahabharata. Too much over attachment. So he completely become blindfolded to other people. That is what is happening in today. Everywhere you see, whether they are social leaders or political leaders or business leaders, they just want their people, their family to prosper. Rest they don't pay much attention. If it happens, happens. Not Pandita Samadarsini. So that is important. So devotees, let us see what's happening in chapter 6, which is Dhyana Yoga. Okay. In Dhyana Yoga, Krishna is talking about meditation. Right? Again, here, the highest yogi, will come to that very soon. Krishna will always include a very nice verse at the end. That is the 647. So first is a true yogi controls the mind. This is very true. Krishna has given many, many verses on mind. Okay, how to control the mind, why mind is very, very important. Because mind is the main thing. Mind is slightly immature. Intellect is slightly mature than that. Intelligence is slightly mature. Intellect is even slightly mature. But the best thing is the consciousness. And the consciousness can go bad or it can become the best, which is Krishna consciousness. So that is our free will. If somebody is going to ask, okay, you are talking about free will, what can I do? Just purify your consciousness, make it Krishna consciousness. So then Krishna is talking about how to do balancing in life. Like Bhashati Mataji was saying, Ruby Mataji was saying, how to balance. We have to eat properly, not eat too much or not eat too little. Same thing with sleep, same thing with work, same thing with recreation. Everything has to be well balanced. In today's world, devotees, everybody is either overworking or not working. Somebody is saying, oh, it's too much. I really don't want to do. Let me get some aid from somebody, I'll take either the government help. They'll pay me something. Some system will take care of me. I don't want to think about too much. That is also bad because we have to do everything in a moderation. We have to eat proper, prasadam. We have to have proper sleep. Sleep is very important. Work is also important. And some recreation here again does not mean watching TV and watching movies. This is mostly, again, if I can share my temple experience, after all this has they're gone, they woke up at 3:30 a.m. They end with Bhagavad Gita. After Bhagavad Gita, they will normally watch either Srila Prabhupada's movie or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movie. And every time I see them, they are in the same movie. When they are watching it, so much enthusiasm and interest. There's a lot of discussion going on. What Srila Prabhupada did. This is Jaladuta. This is what happened when he boarded the ship. There's a lot of attachment, spiritual attachment. Then Krishna is also talking about how to do this Ashtanga Yoga. Then here, after, let us go briefly. This is Ashtanga Yoga, devotees. This is a bona fide system. There's nothing wrong in this. This is a perfect system for self-realization. It is. This has been only approved by Krishna only. That is what is giving in this verses 6:10 through 6:15, and the following some of the verses. Krishna is talking about doing Ashtanga Yoga. What is that? There are 8. Ashta means 8. Yama, Niyama. Yama is the foundational practice, non-violence, truthfulness, things like that, which we grew up with all those things. Then personal thing. How can I be saucha? How can I be cleanliness? How can I be santosha? How can I be more disciplined? Swadhyaya, self-study, then surrender to higher reality. then becomes, asana. You do certain physical asana. Then you do breathing techniques, pranayam. Okay. Then pratyahara. Then, how you concentrate more and more on the inner self. The devotees, Krishna is sitting inside our heart. Don't we want to talk to him? That's what is the chanting. So then dharana, concentration, dhyana, this is the meditation. The ultimate goal is samadhi, perfect in self-realization. So after Krishna has spoken all those things, Arjuna is asking a very valid question. Krishna, you have said everything is good, but this is not practical for me. Why it is not practical? I can stop the wind because uh, Arjuna is a very, very talented warrior. He had such a talent, he could stop the wind with his bow and arrow. But he's saying, but Krishna, I cannot stop my mind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. That is what he's saying in 634. Then this is one of the most important verse devotees, 635. Mark this. Krishna is saying, yes, it is very, very difficult, Arjuna, but abhyasena tu kauntaya. Abhyasa, through practice and through vairagya, detachment. The do's and don'ts. Do more and more Krishna consciousness, less and less all the other thing that is not needed. There was a time when we were watching a lot of movies and gossiping and social activities and so on. We were busy that time because we didn't have enough time to gossip. But now we also don't have much time, but we are spending all the time in Krishna consciousness. That's the difference. We have changed. Abhyasa, we have practiced more and more. We are practicing Krishna consciousness. And we are also, at the same time, we are also detached, cultivating that we will do detached from all the anarthas. Anukulasya sankalpa ratikulasya varjanam. Right? That means whatever is favor for Krishna consciousness, we'll all observe that more and more. The one that we don't want it, that is not favorable for Krishna consciousness, reject it. No spiritual effort is lost. Krishna is saying that there is nothing called a failed yogi. He will always pick it up from wherever he left. So there is no cause of fear. What happens suddenly if I'm not too much interested in Krishna consciousness? Don't worry. Krishna will take care of it. And the highest yogi, 647. Devotees, let us read this. This is also very important. Okay. What happened? Okay, 6. Okay, Sunita Mataji has been very quiet. Sunita Mataji, would you like to read the verse, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantar atmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same same yukta tamo matah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very nice, Mataji. Devotees, this is considered as the dealing with dhyana and jnana, Ashtanga Yoga. But see where Krishna ends the chapter with Shraddha, Bhajate, devotional. Very important. He's saying even after reaching that samadhi, the perfection will happen when somebody, uh, they are engaged in the transcendental loving service to me. Who can read the translation, devotee?
I can read.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Okay.
Shall I try Prabhuji? Translation.
Okay, Prabhu.
Translation. Abhay Charana Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. And of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Haribol, very nice, Prabhu. Raghu Prabhu, you want to a little bit expand on this verse, Prabhu?
Yeah, so I think in this case, he's talking about uh, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, uh, those type of activities, and how you can uh, meditate with controlling the life air, for instance, than the body, and meditate on the inner self. Try and to realize the super soul within oneself. So by controlling the life air, then uh, the mind and the senses are all brought under control. And once you do that, then you can try and uh, realize the inner self. I think that's what it is saying. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Well explained. Devotees, before we end, there is one more slide I wanted to share. Let us see. Are you able to see this, devotees, the slide?
It's black.
No, Prabhuji, now it is white. Oh,
Now
you're showing this
Yes, Prabhu.
comparison
Okay.
of different yoga systems.
Right. So, devotees, this is just a basic kind of a analogy between there are different yoga paths, karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga, So they are all good. Nothing, but one what is acharyas are saying in these paths there could be some lot of challenges. Krishna himself is saying in chapter 12, they're all good, but there will be many, many challenges, and many times there is that we may fail in our process. And then when karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, it is called jnana. And when jnana becomes, in meditation, it is ashtanga yoga. Very good. But let us see what is happening with bhakti. Bhakti starts at the highest level. You already reached, a certain level of spiritual path. Now you have to just advance in that path. That's it. Simple. Therefore, yoga actually means bhakti yoga, guaranteed success. Why it is guaranteed? Many reasons. Association. Association will make guarantee that you will pass through this journey. Guru will make sure that you will succeed. And Krishna will make sure you will succeed. And this is very important, devotees. In Krishna consciousness, the means and the end are the same. Unlike here, the practices lead to something. For example, Ashtanga Yoga will lead to Samadhi. But here, today it is Krishna consciousness, tomorrow it is Krishna consciousness, eternally it is going to Krishna consciousness. Even if we all reach Goloka Vrindavan, what are we going to be doing? Krishna consciousness. So it is both the journey and the destination, both eternal. So here it is said that Krishna consciousness is the highest rung of the yoga. Like Mount Everest is the highest peak of the Himalayas. It's very practical, not only practical, it is very natural because our soul, our body might change. Soul never changes. And the best thing is connect the soul, which always looking for Krishna. Give Krishna to the soul, we are done. Our journey is successful, devotees. Devotees, what is the final thought? Sorry, it was a little bit rushed up, but I thought we'll complete 5 and 6. But share some thoughts, devotee. Maybe one final comment.
Prabhuji, I like to share one thing is like in the Bhakti Yoga, um, I believe finally when we reach onto the stage of Bhakti Yoga, we are also practicing the Karma Yoga and along with the Jnana Yoga, all will come in the Bhakti path, I believe. So, can you please elaborate on that? Because we are also focusing on all the karmas and offering it to the Krishna. And then the same way, we are creating the Sakshi Bhava, looking on to the what the thoughts are, which is like closer to the meditation. And the Astang Yoga, we are also like chanting and sitting on the posture. It's indefinitely like indirectly connected to the Astanga Yoga. So all this are, I believe, all this Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, meditation are like by default is there in Bhakti Yoga. I like when I'm like going on deeply into this. So, can you please help me out in this, Prabhuji?
Yeah, we will. Very briefly, I can answer that. Yes, everything is integrated, Mataji. You need karma yoga also, you need jnana yoga also, you need, and everything culminates into bhakti. The reason is that, for example, Krishna says about karma yoga, how to become perfect in karma yoga. Krishna says, karmanya ivadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, meaning act selflessly. That is a process that takes a lot of time to act selflessly. It may happen in this birth time, lifetime, or in the next lifetime. We have no idea at all. There may be so many slips and falls. Nobody knows. But when we take up Krishna consciousness, we would all have experienced. We automatically become selfless. Does it make sense, Mataji? One is you're making a lot of deliberate effort to become very, selfless and purified and so many things. Abhyasa, how do you practice? Your mind is not able to, even Arjuna is able to concentrate his mind. But when we bring Krishna, it becomes much more easier. That's what it is. Otherwise, if somebody want to really, really become perfect in karma yoga, they will also attain Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna, why would we give all the different paths of yoga? It is possible, but it is difficult. Whereas in Krishna consciousness, it becomes very natural, spontaneous, and there is the chances of becoming very, very, I don't know if we can, spiritual success, spiritual achievement, much, much faster, easier in Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Prabhuji. This I think this revelation is coming is like all this are in the package of Bhakti Yoga also is there with like the Karma Yoga. It's coming in the package of all this. All the activities are coming in the Bhakti Yoga as well. I just want to like uh, bring out this point, the one because we are also offering all the karmas and we are looking onto the thoughts level and we are meditating while chanting. So all it is covered in the Bhakti Yoga by itself and handled by Krishna. And here, if we practice it separately, then it is like very difficult to practice each one of it. And whereas in the Bhakti Yoga, it's coming up all together in the package. I mean to like uh, uh, elaborate in these things. Like, is it like because everything is coming automatically if we are connecting to the Krishna in Bhakti Yoga?
Yeah, I like the whatever you mentioned. It is all in one package, all in one. Honestly, see, we have to do karma. We have to do karma is activity, right? We have to do karma. We have to improve our knowledge also. Jnana is there right now. But when we bring Krishna into that, everything becomes bhakti. That same karma becomes entirely perfect because we are talking about Krishna. We are thinking about Krishna. We are meditating about Krishna. Whereas if you do, let's say, even Ashtanga Yoga, not thinking about Krishna, it may not be complete. It may not be fully successful. That is what the last verse in chapter 6, Krishna is saying that even yogi the best of the best yogi would be one who has surrendered to me through bhakti. What was that particular phrase? Krishna. Bhajate was there, I know. What else was there? Do we remember, devotees? In chapter 6, what was the last verse? Okay. Krishna is saying that Shraddhavan is saying here, Shraddhavan bhajate. This is dhyana. But that dhyana becomes perfection when we think about Krishna and do devotional service to him, loving service to him. So it is so simple. Like you mentioned, it's all in one, Mataji. When we do devotional service to Krishna, we are actually getting perfection in Ashtanga Yoga also. Because we are completely surrendering our mind to him. So whatever we do, if Krishna is involved there, if you bring Krishna, it becomes bhakti. That is the ultimate goal of the yoga system, the topmost.
And this process of bhakti yoga is like quite easier. And because all we are surrendering to Krishna, that makes like very easier path. Just following and Nam Japa and just follow everything to the Krishna, making center as a Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Absolutely. How much joy do you feel, Mataji, when you sing Jai Radha Madhava?
I feel super happy,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
that's it.
Super happy.
We can be singing so many other things also. We can sing Bollywood, we can sing Hollywood, we can sing pop. So many other, millions of different genres are there. But when we sing, when we chant the holy names, it gives a very, very special. Again, why? The soul likes it very much. That is what the soul is used to. The soul wants to glorify Krishna. The soul wants to hear about Krishna. The soul wants to work for Krishna, even though it remains as a witness. But when the body does that, the soul becomes very super happy. That's why we always are all in Krishna consciousness. There's a lot of bliss. Devotees, the time is now 9:10. We shall conclude now. Have a wonderful, wonderful Krishna consciousness weekend. Many of you would be attending who is all attending tomorrow's temple? Many of us will be attending, right? Very good. Wherever you are, whether it is temple or at your home, always be in Krishna consciousness, devotees. On Monday, our very dear Ruby Mataji will guide us through chapters 7 and 8. Is it okay, Mataji?
Haribol, Haribol.
Yes, Prabhuji, I'll try.
Mataji is very humble. When she says, I will try, that means it will be a very nice nectar for all of us. And we'll see you all on Monday, devotees. Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam paunebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Haribol, devotees.
Hare Krishna.